The relationship between controversial businessman Vusimuzi Kat Matlala and suspended EMPD Deputy Chief Julius Mkhwanazi is coming under intense scrutiny. Before we continue, please kindly share your opinion in the comments below, and don't forget to turn on your notification button. According to testimony reported from the Madlanga Commission and parliamentary hearings, Mkhwanazi said he first became connected to Matlala through business associate Mike Van Week of Medicare 24. Their relationship later developed into what Mkhwanazi described as a close, brother-like friendship. Then came a major turning point. Matlala's CAT VIP security was brought in to assist with security during Ekurhuleni's 2022 State of the City address, reportedly after concerns about possible disruption.
As I was describing, starts at page 196. Or our evidence of it starts at page 196. And there we see, on the 15th of May, Mr. Motsumi WhatsApps to Mr. Msibi 3 documents. The first 2 are photographs of his, their 2 passports. And the third is an itinerary. And the itinerary is at page 206. It's an itinerary for both Mr. Motsumi and Mr. Msibi. And it reflects a strange set of, or it reflects a broken set of connections. There's going to be a flight from Johannesburg to Frankfurt, and then a connecting flight almost immediately from Frankfurt to Paris. That will take Mr. Msibi and Mr. Motsumi to arrive in Paris on the 16th of May at 8:20 in the morning. The next flight is not from Paris, it's from Hamburg in Germany, and that's 2 days later, on the 18th of May. And that is a flight from Hamburg to Zurich, and then as a connection to get back to Johannesburg from Zurich. So one imagines that Mr. Motsumi and Mr. Msibi were going to make their own way, or would make their way from Paris to Hamburg, which is relatively close, either by train or by plane, at some stage between 16 and 18 May. If we go back to the 16th of May, we see that's the day after the itinerary came. Mr. Msibi sends to Mr. Motsumi a company profile for a company which is actually a closed corporation called Femi Style CC. And the Windeed page for Femi Style is at page 347. And we see from 347 that the only director of Femi Style is Mr. Msibi himself. And according to the history of the reflected on the Windeed search, there's never been any other, sorry, it's a CC, the only member. He has always been a member, and then after the conversion into PTY Limited, the sole director. So he was the sole member, then the sole director. If we go back to the profile of Femi Style, we see that at page 208. And that profile first reflects that the directors of Themi-Style are both Mr. Msibi and Mr. Molefe. Not Mr. Motsumi, but Mr. Molefe. That doesn't appear to be correct, at least not in terms of the CIPC records. CIPC records just reflect Mr. Msibi, but Mr. Molefe's appearance on this document is significant in its own right. Then it says the company vision to be the #1 trusted intelligence security services provider in Southern Africa and beyond. Its mission, over the page, to provide security services through protecting clients' valuable assets through preventative protection services, private detectives and investigators, consulting, technical surveillance, digital polygraph, and covert operations. There are certain core values set out, including integrity and professionalism. And then the background. Themi-Style is a security consultant company whose primary objective is to offer technical support, advice, training, report compilation, and procurement of needed security systems. We ensure that state-owned assets are up to date with the latest security systems, tools, trends, and technology. We further identify and eradicate potential security threats and act as an agent who shall be capable of negotiating and entering into agreements on behalf of companies.
Mkhwanazi said the service was provided at no cost to the city and described it as a marketing opportunity for Matlala. But questions quickly followed. How did a private security company connected to Matlala become involved in protecting a major city event? And were proper procedures followed? Mkhwanazi has faced scrutiny over his dealings with Matlala, including allegations surrounding an agreement involving the security company. He has denied wrongdoing in several areas and disputed some of the evidence presented against him. Now, Matlala's name continues to surface as investigators examine the connections between private business, municipal security, and powerful officials. The big question remains, was this simply a professional relationship? Or did the relationship go much deeper?
Is it practical to flight these? Do you already have them in electronic format? In an electronic format?
We may be able to flight them. I just want to be careful that we don't flight anybody's phone number.
IDs, please, Mr. Charkleson.
And IDs in the win deed in the next document is a public document, but we can let's just see if it can be done.
Or you could move on to something else whilst this.
Yes, I'm not sure we have redacted copies.
Okay.
So maybe
move on to something else.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Still on the Ekurhuleni connection, which we had got to. While the Camprock bid is pending, if we go to page 92, we see that at chat number 4, on 23 September 2023, and remember the bid was awarded in November and Mr. Msibi had identified it in April. On the 23rd of September, chat number 4, Mr. Motsumi sends a contact card to Mr. Msibi, and that contact card is at page 93. And again, just check that it's redacted. Okay. It's the contact card for Ms. Mashazi, who was then the city manager of Ekurhuleni and who has appeared before this commission and whose connection with Mr. Msibi was previously unknown. Having received the contact card for Mr. Msibi, for Ms. Mashazi, Mr. Msibi then on the 25th of September called her. That's at page 26. And these are the chats between Mr. Msibi and Ms. Mashazi. And at the top of page 26, you'll see there was a call on the 25th of September at 12:53, to which Ms. Mashazi responded, "Thanks, Baba," at 12:59, and Mr. Msibi said, "Cool, Sesi," at 1 o'clock. Obviously, we don't know what that call was about. There is another issue where we were hoping to get some clarity from Mr. Numalo, which happened while this bid was pending. That is to be found at page 143. And you recall that at the top of page 143, well, near the top of chat number 3, there was the message from Mr. Ngomalo to Mr. Msibi. "This one isn't a panel. Is it spoken for? I have 2 people asking," and then the front page of the tender. At chat number 6, there was another message that caught our eye, because Mr. Ngomalo writes to Mr. Msibi, "Euro banks closed at 4 p.m. We've locked the trade, so she will receive 46,256 euros and 98. I'm not sure whether it's cents or centimes that are the cents for the euro. Now that's just under R1 million. We did do the exchange rate there, and it was roughly 18 rands to the euro. So this came in at just under R1 million. And Mr. Msibi responded, "You're the best, my boy." We were curious as to who was getting this payment in euros, so we asked Mr. Ngomalo, and that question is at page 170.
170.
170. Where we asked for the full details of the person whom you refer to as she in your WhatsApp message to the late Mr. Msibi on 19 August 2023 at 10:26, when you stated Eurobanks closed at 4 p.m. We've locked the trade, so she will receive 46,256.98 first thing on Monday. Which message also appears in the extract of WhatsApp chats between yourself and the late Mr. Msibi, which was attached to our notice. Unfortunately, if not unsurprisingly, Mr. Ngomalo couldn't help us. His answer was at page 177. Paragraph 21. The message referred to in paragraph 2.5 reads, Eurobanks closed at 4 p.m. We've locked the trade, so she will receive 46,256.98 first thing on Monday. It appears that item 6 of the extract dated 16 August 2023 and is likewise marked incoming. I have no recollection of this message, of the trade to which it refers, or of the person referred to as she. I'm accordingly unable to furnish the details sought in paragraph 2.5 or 2.6. At best, I simply recall that the late Mr. Msibi had dealings in foreign countries, the intricate details of which, however, I have no personal knowledge.
Answer your question. And on the one hand, it speaks of your general relationship with EMPD, of your relationship and extent thereof with any individuals employed in EMPD, agreements concluded with individuals within EMPD, and all this is before the blue lights. So Then it goes further to speak to donations, any donations of vehicles. Again, it doesn't say anything about blue lights. Blue lights only appears thereafter. Installation and use of vehicles fitted with blue lights. So I'm not sure when you say you are asserting a right, are you asserting a right not to self-incriminate if you testify about relationships you have with any members of EMPD? What self-incrimination could potentially arise from that?
If you can go back, Commissioner, I've mentioned about my involvement with the former Mayor Tanya Campbell on the State of the City address. I did not add it again here because I already touched on it. So the following questions, it was about the blue lights and individuals that I might know, which obviously is one that I know from EMPD. So hence I'm saying the affidavit itself was not drafted by myself, but I'm responsible for it because I've signed for this affidavit. So I can answer that way, who I know in the EMPD, yes. But I cannot say, go further and speak about things that are already, people that are already charged, and then who, even myself, I might end up being a co-accused in this matter.
I can understand. You can speak about people who are charged. As long as the charges they face, you don't run the risk of being included in. But the fact that they are charged is neither here nor there. It doesn't stop. There is nothing that stops you from speaking about them. And I think that is my challenge with how you dealt with paragraph 2.4. You concentrated on the latter part of that paragraph, which speaks to the blue lights. And then you invoke your right against self-incrimination, and you extend it to everything that is contained in 2.4. And from what you're saying now, if I understand you correctly, that's not what you intend to do. You intended to assert your right insofar as the issue of blue lights is concerned, and that there are people who are potentially facing charges in respect thereof, and that you are at risk also of being included therein. Am I understanding you correctly? And that's got nothing to do with the first part of the question. So you are able to answer those questions without asserting, or without complaining that any of your constitutional rights are being infringed. So would it then be fair to say, in your supplementary statement, we can expect a response to that question, delineating exactly which aspect of 2.4 entitles you to assert your rights, your constitutional rights, and which aspects of 2.4 you are able to answer to? And then, of course, as is the case with the rest of the questions where you assert your rights, you extend a full basis for assertion of such a right. Would that be fair to conclude on that point?
I agree, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Can I just ask, you say you suspect, I think you use the language, you suspect you will be added as an accused. Have you been informed by any law enforcement person that you are a suspect relating to any of these issues that arise here?
What I know is I heard that my name has been mentioned, and also the Speaker of SAPS, after their court appearance, mentioned my name. So I do not know the extent of the investigation. So I do not know whether I will be added as an accused person or not.
Yes. So apart from your name was mentioned in the way that you say, you don't know that you are being treated at this point as a suspect because no one has come to you to speak to you.
I do not know that.
No one has come to speak to you about this. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Perhaps let's try to break it down, Ms. Zulu. Do you have any relationship with the EMPD? If so, what is its nature?
The EMPD or EMPD official?
That's the second part. That's the second part. It says including individuals. So as part of me breaking this down, I thought I should just take EMPD. And but if you want to deal with both, fine. So if you do have a relationship with EMPD officials, do you have such a relationship? What is its nature? So I chose to break it down by referring only to the EMPD. But maybe let me broaden it and say with the EMPD and or including its employees. If so, what's the nature of that relationship?
Not the EMPD, but the EMPD official, yes, I do have a relationship.
And what's the nature and who's the official or who are the officials?
It's only one official. His name is Julius Mkwanazi.
And what's the nature of that relationship?
I will say he's a friend.
Do you want to take it from there, Mr.
If it is this, perhaps I will. Can you speak more about this friendship and to indicate the nature of this friendship and whether it involves his role as a commissioner within EMPD?
Can you please repeat that question?
You say you have a friendship with Commissioner Julius Mkwanazi of EMPD.
Yes.
You called him a friend.
Yes.
And I'm inviting you to speak more about this friendship, and in so doing to indicate whether or not that friendship involves his role as a commissioner within EMPD.
Okay, I know Julius Mkwanazi through one of my business associates. So he's been coming to one of our clinics a lot, and then to a point where I ended up meeting him through one of my business associates.
And who is this business associate, if you may help us?
It's Mr. Mike van Wyk.
Please proceed. Please go ahead. You had said he's a friend, so I take it I accept you say that you were introduced to him by your business associate, Mr. van Wyk, but then from your earlier response, I take it then you subsequently establish a friendship.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about this friendship?
More in which way, Commissioner?
In a way.
I want to understand.
Sorry, Mr. Matla. I guess the point is, if you are introduced to someone, you don't just through being introduced become friends. How exactly did this unfold? How did you become friends? There's Mr. van Wyk, here's Deputy Commissioner Mkwanazi or Commissioner Mkwanazi, and there you are as well. Mr. Matlala, meet Mr. Julius Mkwanazi. So what Ms. Sildo, as I understand it, wants to know is, and then you've not reached the point where you are friends. All you've said is you were introduced.
Indeed, thank you, Chair.
Yeah, I've been introduced by Mike van Wyk, and I think because of the security business side, that's why we ended up being close. Because at that time is when there was I think Mike van Wyk told him about my security business and stuff, and then he at some point asked me if I can help them with they needed extra security backup for the state of the city address. So I did that, but it was not something which was a tender or there was no any financial gain. So I did that, yes. So, and going further, I will say, from time to time after that, now we will call each other now and then. So we end up being close because of now we call each other now and then we speak and then we meet. So I do not know how to actually elaborate this to. I don't know.
Okay, is it
sorry,
please go ahead.
Chairperson. The thing is, I do not want to go to a point where now I end up going to the things which I know now he's been charged with. And then some of those things, I'm also, my name has also been mentioned. So I'm not just leaving some of why I am not going deep into the depth of our relationship, because some of the things, yes, I might say them, but unfortunately for now, I just want to know first what is happening with this criminal matter.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's where Mr. Law wanted to push you. Point is, I've been introduced to countless people in my lifetime, and not all of them have become my friends. So all you had mentioned at the point Mr. Law wanted you to go further was that you were introduced. So Mr. Law wanted to get an idea of how you became friends. Not that, at least not at that point.
Indeed.
She was pushing you to get into any possible criminality. I'm not saying you were involved in any, I'm not suggesting that. I'm just mentioning it because you got to a point where you sought to assert the privilege. I'm just explaining.
Thanks, Chair.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair.